What if there was a machine that could read the world's mind? I'm not asking if a machine could read your individual private thoughts, not a technology of surveillance, not a digital intrusion into your personal data, but rather a machine that could listen to the collective feeling of humanity. A device that could measure the emotional heartbeat of the entire planet in real time, capturing the resonance of our shared joy, our collective terror, and our focused attention. I am not talking about science fiction. I am talking about the Global Consciousness Project. For decades, this very real, scientifically documented experiment has been running in the background of our civilization. It is not a secret, but it is profoundly ignored. It consists of a global network of devices scattered across every continent, from Europe to the Americas, from Asia to Antarctica, quietly listening. And what its findings prove, beyond any statistical doubt, is that reality, the solid, predictable physical world you've been taught to believe in, is not what they told you. The Global Consciousness Project, or GCP, was born from the pioneering and often controversial work of engineers and scientists at Princeton University. The concept, which originated in their Princeton Engineering Anomalies Research Lab, or PEER, was strange, yet simple. They built machines called random number generators, or RNGs. Think of these as a highly advanced electronic version of a coin flipper. Their only job is to generate pure, unpredictable chaos. In simple terms, they are programmed to spit out a string of zeros and ones, a binary code purely at random. Heads, tails, tails, millions upon millions of times, generating a stream of data that should, by all known laws of statistics and classical physics, be completely random. They are designed to be meaningless static. This global network of machines, these eggs as they're called, was designed to create a baseline of pure, unadulterated, meaningless noise. But they failed. Because on September 11th, 2001, something impossible happened. The machines, which should have been obediently spitting out their 50-50 stream of random chaos, suddenly snapped to attention. Their data streams, which should have looked like a jagged, meaningless scribble, suddenly became orderly. They became structured. They became coherent. It was as if an invisible hand, the hand of a global conductor, had reached into the code of these independent, isolated machines all over the world and forced the chaos to make sense. This anomaly, this impossible deviation from randomness, didn't just happen during the event. The most chilling part is that the data logs show this deviation beginning hours before the first plane hit the World Trade Center. The machines, these cold electronic devices, sensed the coming shockwave in the human emotional field. The GCP, a network of machines designed only to measure randomness, had accidentally become the first scientific instrument to measure the coherence of human consciousness. It was not reacting to a physical event like an earthquake or a solar flare. It was reacting to the collective focus, the shared emotional shock of billions of people. It was proving in stark, undeniable statistical data that our minds are not isolated. Our collective consciousness is not just a poetic idea. It is a force, a measurable force with the power to impose order on physical systems. This single experiment, hidden in plain sight, validates a truth that the mystics, the sages, and the forbidden philosophers from Thoth to Itzhak Bentov have been trying to tell us for millennia. Consciousness is not a byproduct of reality. Consciousness is the architect of reality. Now just imagine for a moment what this data truly implies. If our collective, unfocused shock can physically alter the output of machines, what could our focused, intentional consciousness do? What other realities is it shaping or being prevented from shaping? And more importantly, who else knows this? Who else understands this mechanism? The GCP is far more than a scientific curiosity. It is a key. It is the first piece of hard, modern evidence that unlocks the very mechanism of the matrix itself. It forces us to ask a much deeper, more personal, and much more dangerous question. If our minds are this powerful, why do we feel so powerless? To understand how a network of machines, cold circuits and processors could possibly feel a human emotion, to grasp the how behind this impossible data, we must first be willing to abandon the outdated 19th century map of reality we were given in school. The idea that the world is made of solid, separate, inert things is a nursery room illusion. The idea that you are a person separate from the world is the foundational lie that keeps the system in place. To grasp what the GCP data is truly showing us, we must turn to the brilliant and deliberately obscured work of the scientist and mystic Itzhak Bentov. Bentov was a Czech-born Israeli-American scientist, a biomedical engineer, an inventor, and a profound consciousness researcher. He was a man who walked with a foot in both worlds, the world of hard, measurable science and the world of deep, mystical experience. And in his work, he provided a blueprint for the universe that mainstream science is only now, decades later, beginning to reluctantly verify. Bentov described our reality not as a collection of objects, but as a vast, conscious, and interconnected hologram. What does this mean? In a physical hologram, as you may know, every single particle, every tiny fragment of the holographic plate contains the information of the entire image. If you shatter a holographic plate, you do not get 1,000,000 tiny pieces of the image, you get 1,000,000 complete, albeit lower resolution, copies of the whole image. As above, so below, the mystics said. Bentov applied this. You are not a separate person living in the universe. You are the entire universe expressed in a single, focused point of consciousness. You are a fractal of the whole. According to Bentov's model, the physical reality we perceive, the chairs, the trees, the stars, our own bodies, is not the true reality. It is a projection. It is an interference pattern of light, information, and frequency, all held within a cosmic field. The true reality is this underlying field of information. Bentov called it the absolute. Others call it the quantum field, the zero-point field, or the mind of God. And what is the carrier wave that travels through this infinite field, reading and writing the holographic code? What is the projector light that illuminates the film? It is consciousness itself. Your consciousness, my consciousness, the collective consciousness. Now let us introduce Bentov's most powerful and practical metaphor, the wild pendulum. Bentov explained that your mind, your awareness, is like a pendulum. When you are calm, focused, and in a state of meditation or deep presence, your pendulum, your consciousness, swings in a slow, coherent, and rhythmic arc. This coherent swing sends a powerful, orderly, and stable signal into the holographic field. This is a state of creative power. But for most people, most of the time, the mind is what Bentov called a wild pendulum. It is chaotic, erratic, frantic. It swings wildly from fear about the future, to regret about the past, to anger, to desire, to distraction, to anxiety. This is the state of inner chaos, the monkey mind. This state of being, Bentov warned, sends a weak, disorganized and incoherent signal into the field. It has no power to shape the hologram. It is pure static. A person in this state is not an architect of their reality, they are merely a reactor to it. Now, apply this powerful metaphor to the Global Consciousness Project. What happens on 9/11? What happens during a global pandemic or a moment of shared global celebration? A singular event, broadcast on every screen, in every language, captures the attention of billions of people at the exact same time. The wild pendulums of billions of minds, which were all swinging in their own chaotic individual directions, suddenly synchronize. They stop swinging erratically, and for a brief, powerful moment, they all swing together. This is collective coherence. This synchronized swing creates a wave of conscious energy, so immense, so powerful, that it washes over the entire planet. It is a tidal wave in the holographic field. It is a signal so strong, so orderly, that it literally imposes order on the physical world. This conscious wave reaches into the electronic hearts of the random number generators scattered across the globe. It touches the quantum-level events they are measuring, and it forces their chaotic 50-50 coin flips to align, to become orderly, creating the massive deviation from randomness that the GCP scientists measure. The GCP is not measuring thoughts, it is measuring the coherence of the pendulums. It is the first scientific, mechanical validation of Itzhak Bentov's holographic universe. It proves that our reality is not a fixed material construct. It is a malleable, fluid field of information that responds directly to the frequency and the coherence of our collective awareness. This is the why. This is the mechanism. Let's decode the machine itself. The term random number generator sounds complex, but its principle is what matters. Its entire purpose, its raison d'etre, is to be unpredictable. In the old days, as we said, scientists would literally flip a coin, heads, tails, heads. In the quantum age, they use a far more sophisticated and theoretically more pure method. The GCP eggs use a device that measures a fundamental quantum process, like the tunneling of an electron across a junction, or the thermal noise in a circuit. These are events at the very bedrock of physical reality, the quantum level, which is, by our current scientific definition, the very definition of randomness. The outcome is theoretically unknowable until it is measured. The GCP network uses these electronic coin flippers, asking them to produce a new result, a bit of data, a 0 or a 1, millions of times every second. Statistically, over time, the results should always be a perfect 50-50 split, a perfect Gaussian blur mess, pure, unadulterated chaos. That is the baseline of reality. The anomaly, as the scientists at Princeton so mildly call it, is when this 50-50 split breaks. It is when, for a sustained period, across multiple, independent, and geographically isolated machines, the data suddenly starts producing more ones than zeros, or vice versa. This deviation from randomness is not a small error. It is a statistical impossibility by the laws of chance. The odds against this happening during an event like 9/11 are not just 1,000 to 1, they are billions to 1. This deviation means only one thing, and it is a conclusion so profound that mainstream science refuses to touch it. An outside force is acting upon the system. An organizing principle has entered the equation. The baseline randomness of the physical world is collapsing into order. Let's use a clearer metaphor. Imagine a stadium filled with 100,000 people, all talking at once, all having their own private conversations. The sound in the stadium is a chaotic, deafening wall of noise. You cannot pick out a single word. This is the random state of the RNGs. Now imagine that on the field, a player scores an impossible, game-winning goal at the last second. In one single, unified instant, all 100,000 people inhale, and then they erupt. The chaotic noise of 100,000 conversations collapses first into a moment of shared silence and then into a single, unified roar. The Global Consciousness Project is the network of microphones in that stadium. It is not reading the thoughts of the 100,000 people. It is not analyzing their words. It is feeling their sudden shared focus. It is sensing the precise moment the chaos of their individual conversations collapsed into the coherence of a single shared emotion. The God in the machine, therefore, is not some external bearded deity in the sky. The God in the machine is us. It is the measurable, physical world footprint of our own collective consciousness. It is the signature of the all, the mind of God that the philosopher Thoth spoke of, expressing itself through a focused collective human will. The GCP has, quite by accident, built a global sensor for the human spirit. It measures the coherence of Bentov's holographic field. When we, the participants in the hologram, focus our attention, the field itself becomes more orderly. The machine, being part of that same field, simply reflects the change, like a compass needle aligning to a powerful invisible magnet. This mechanism is the key. It proves, without a shadow of a doubt, that our inner world, our focus, our emotions, our shared attention has a direct, measurable, and undeniable effect on the outer physical world. This is not faith. This is not spirituality. This is physics. It is the physics of consciousness, and it has been running on a server in Princeton for decades, waiting patiently for us to wake up and understand its implications. Now, if this is true, what has the data shown us? The answer is chilling, and it is also profoundly empowering.
The data logs of the Global Consciousness Project read like a secret history of our species' emotional life. They are the objective, passionless, statistical record of our greatest triumphs, our deepest, most profound sorrows, and our most terrifying collective shocks. This is the evidence. This is the proof. The undeniable centerpiece, as we've established, remains September 11th, 2001. The deviation from random chaos recorded that day was the largest, longest, and most significant ever seen by the project. The noise of the global mind, the static of billions of wild pendulums, snapped into a laser-focused beam of shared horror, grief, and disbelief. But as I mentioned, the most terrifying and world-altering part of that data is the pre-signal. The data logs show the deviation, the shift towards order, beginning hours before the first plane struck the North Tower. Hours before the public, or the media, or even the hijackers themselves knew the final outcome. What does this imply? It suggests that the collective field of consciousness, the holographic substrate of reality, felt the trauma as it was happening, or perhaps even just before, as a ripple in the fabric of potential. It implies that at a level far below our conscious awareness, we are all interconnected. We are all in the same mind. It suggests a level of interconnectedness that defies our classical understanding of linear time and physical space. But the data is not limited to that single catastrophic event. The machines registered a significant planet-wide deviation during the sudden, shocking death of Princess Diana in 1997. It was an event that, for no logical reason, captured the hearts of the world, and the machines recorded that shared heart-to-field. They registered it again in stark red lines on a graph during the terrifying moments of the 2004 Asian tsunami. As a wave of water rolled across the ocean, a corresponding wave of human compassion, horror, and empathy circled the globe. The machines felt it. It is not just tragedy that moves the needle. This is a critical point. The GCP network also reacts powerfully during moments of intense shared joy and celebration. During the opening ceremonies of the Olympics, when billions of people are focused on a single symbol of human potential and unity, the machines register the coherence. On New Year's Eve at the stroke of midnight, as the planet engages in a rolling 24-hour wave of shared hope, celebration, and intention, the machines register the coherence. And then there is the most profound and most important data set of all. The data responds to intention. During globally coordinated meditation events, where millions of people, often at a prearranged time, intentionally focus their minds on peace, on healing, on coherence, the RNGs respond. This is the smoking gun. This data is different. It is not reactive, like the response to 9/11 or a tsunami. It is proactive. It is intentional. It is the proof of concept. It is the evidence that we are not just passive victims of global events, slaves to the emotional field. We are active creators. We can steer the ship, not just get tossed by the waves. This data proves that a few million people meditating in unison have more measurable power to affect physical reality than any army, any corporation, or any government. So why is this not front-page news? Why are we not taught this in every school, in every physics class, in every human resources department? Because this data is dangerous. It is not dangerous to you. It is dangerous to the system. The entire foundation of our modern world, our economic system, our political system, our media system, is built on a materialist model. A model that says you are a biological accident, a useless passion in a dead, random universe. That consciousness is just a chemical quirk inside your skull. That you are separate, alone, and fundamentally powerless. This model is necessary for the systems of control, consumerism, and division to function. The GCP data shatters that model. It is the statistical, scientific proof that you are not separate, that your mind is not contained in your head, that you are an active, powerful, and fundamental participant in a global conscious field. This knowledge is the one thing they cannot allow you to have. This data proves that mind influences matter. It proves that our inner world builds the outer world. And it proves that the ancient masters were not speaking in metaphors. They were writing a user's manual.
This new science is not new at all. It is a rediscovery. The data logs from Princeton, the graphs showing deviations from randomness, are simply the latest high-tech digital confirmation of the most ancient wisdom on Earth. This is the wisdom of Thoth, the Atlantean, the scribe of the gods, the 3 times great Hermes Trismegistus. This is the wisdom whose teachings formed the bedrock of Hermetic philosophy, the secret stream that fed all of the world's forbidden knowledge. Thousands of years before the first random number generator was ever imagined, Thoth left behind the keys to reality inscribed on the emerald tablets. And the most important of these keys, the first of the 7 Hermetic principles, is this: the all is mind. The universe is mental. What does this mean? It is not a poetic sentiment. It is a statement of physics. It is a description of the operating system. Thoth taught that the universe, in its entirety, is a mental construct. It exists entirely within the mind of a singular, infinite, and unknowable intelligence, which he called the All, and which others might call God, Source, or the Absolute. He taught that everything we see, touch, and experience, the stars, the planets, the mountains, and our very bodies, are not things. They are thoughts within that divine cosmic mind. This is not a metaphor. The universe is a vast divine imagination. And, as the second Hermetic principle states, as above, so below. As below, so above. This means that we, as fragments of the All, are built on the exact same pattern. We are not just in this mental universe looking at it. We are the mental universe in miniature. Your mind is a fractal of the mind of God. You are a co-creator endowed with the exact same power, the power to create reality through thought, through focus, through imagination, through intention. Now, look again at the Global Consciousness Project. It is a machine built by a materialist 21st century science that has accidentally, and perhaps reluctantly, validated the core tenet of Hermetic magic. The GCP is the first device in our modern history that is literally measuring the mental universe of Thoth. When the GCP's data deviates from chaos, it is recording a moment where the thoughts of humanity have synchronized. When we focus our collective mind in tragedy, in joy, or in intentional meditation, we are creating a powerful, coherent thought within the mind of the All. This collective thought, this coherent signal, is so powerful that it ripples down from the highest mental plane, as above, and imposes order on the lowest physical plane, as below. Thoth taught that the universe is governed by vibration. The Kybalion states, "He who understands the vibratory nature of the universe has grasped the scepter of power." Itzhak Bentov, with his pendulums, called this the holographic field. Modern science calls it the quantum field. It is all the same thing. The GCP is simply a vibrational sensor. It is a physical device that proves we are living inside a conscious mental construct. We are not bodies with a mind. We are a mind, a consciousness temporarily focused within a body. This ancient blueprint reveals the true power that the GCP data implies. We are not just affecting machines. We are affecting the mind of the universe itself. And if that is true, if we have this kind of power, we must finally confront the darkness. We must ask, why? Why have we been so systematically, so brutally, and so cleverly disconnected from this power? We must at last decode the great deception.
The deception is not the Global Consciousness Project. The GCP is the antidote. The GCP is the evidence. The deception is the world it operates in. The deception is the system, the matrix that was built around you from the moment of your birth, designed to convince you that this power does not exist. The truth, confirmed by the GCP data, is that you are a powerful, vibrational being, a divine fractal of the All-Mind, and you are fundamentally interconnected with all of humanity. Your focused, coherent attention is a literal force of creation. The controllers, the watchers that Thoth warned us about, the archons of the Gnostic texts, the architects of the Matrix, they know this. This knowledge has never been lost. It has been hidden. It has been hoarded. They know that collective, coherent consciousness is the single most powerful force in the universe, and they have spent millennia building a system designed to do one thing and one thing only: prevent us from ever realizing it, and in the meantime, harvest that power for themselves. If they know this power exists, how would they use it against us? This brings us to the most critical and most sinister implication of the GCP's findings. The data proves that coherent focus creates order. We see this in the global meditation data, a positive, high-vibration coherence that bends reality toward peace, healing, and order. But now, we must look at the dark reflection. We must discuss negative coherence. What is negative coherence? It is the exact same principle, weaponized. If focusing on peace creates order, what does focusing on fear create? What does focusing on anger, division, scarcity, and victimhood create? It also creates coherence. When you turn on your television, when you scroll through your social media feed, you are not being informed. You are being tuned. You are being programmed. The relentless 24/7 drumbeat of terror, war, financial collapse, political division, and social outrage, this is not news. This is not a reflection of reality. It is a broadcast. It is a signal, an engineered frequency designed to capture the wild pendulums of billions of minds and synchronize them, but not in peace, in fear. This is negative coherence. It is a low vibrational, but still highly focused collective field. This manufactured field of fear, anxiety, and anger is also measurable. It also shapes the holographic reality. But instead of creating the order of peace, it creates a self-perpetuating order of chaos. It is an engineered chaos field.
It is designed to keep the collective vibration of the planet suppressed, agitated, and locked in a state of base-level survival. It keeps us fighting each other over scraps. It keeps us pointing fingers at our neighbors. It keeps us staring at the shadows on the wall. And most importantly, it prevents us from ever unifying our power for positive creation. It keeps us divided, conquered, and energetically harvested. This is the great deception. You are living inside a consciousness trap. The Matrix is not a place, it is a frequency. A frequency of fear broadcast constantly to keep you from remembering that you are the broadcaster. If you are finding value in this decoding, if this information is resonating with that deep part of you that always knew something was profoundly wrong with the world, then subscribe now. We are building a community dedicated to uncovering these truths, not for fear, but for empowerment. This is not just content, it is a signal. And we need more signals of awakening in the field.
The data is clear, the mechanism is understood, the deception is exposed. So where does that leave you? Where does that leave us as individuals in the face of such a massive systemic deception? It leaves us at the precise point of our power. The Global Consciousness Project is not just a scientific experiment, it is a mirror. It is the planet's own feedback system, built by us to show us what we are. It is reflecting back to us in cold, hard, statistical data the power we have forgotten. You are not a victim of this system. You are not a meaningless data point in a random universe. You are the operator. The deception of the Matrix works by convincing you that you are only the effect side of the equation, that you are the one receiving the news, the one reacting to the tragedy, the one powerless before the system. The truth, as shown by Bentov, by Thoth, and by the GCP, is that you are always at the cause point. Your individual consciousness is a fractal of the global consciousness. The field of the planet is the sum total of all the individual fields, and your field matters. So how do you change the global data? How do you fight a weaponized system of negative coherence? You do not fight it. You do not engage it on its own terms. To be outraged by the news, to be consumed by the fear, to hate the other side is to feed the very machine that creates it. You are, in that moment, adding your own pendulum swing to their negative coherence. You are powering the prison with your own life force. You win by withdrawing your energy from their system and investing it in your own. You must become a conscious operator. You must do the one thing the system is designed from its very foundation to prevent. You must master your own wild pendulum. This is the Great Awakening. It is not a future event that will happen to you. It is not a savior that will come from the sky. It is a personal, intimate, and powerful choice that you must make right now and in every moment that follows. It is the moment-by-moment decision to stop allowing your inner state, your pendulum, to be dictated by the outer world. When you learn to calm your mind, to find the stillness within, to move from a state of reaction to a state of intention, you change your personal vibrational signal. You stop broadcasting chaos, fear, and anger. You start broadcasting order. You start broadcasting peace, clarity, and coherence. You become, in the words of Itzhak Bentov, a coherent being. Your coherent high vibration field does two things. First, it makes you impervious to the low vibration signal of the Matrix. The broadcast of fear and anger can no longer find a purchase. It can no longer tune you.
Second, your coherent signal begins to radiate outward. You become a tuning fork for a different reality. You literally entrain the holographic field around you, affecting your family, your community, and yes, the global field itself. Here is the final metaphor. You must become a lighthouse. The negative coherence of the matrix is the storm. It is the raging sea of chaos, fear, and division engineered to shipwreck us all. The lighthouse does not fight the storm. It does not go out and try to push back at the waves. It does not yell at the ocean. It does not waste its energy engaging with the chaos. It simply shines. It holds its own frequency. It is an immovable, unwavering anchor of coherence and light in a sea of darkness. Its sole job is to be the signal. By simply existing, by holding its own light, it provides the way for others to find their way home. Your job is not to calm the entire ocean at once. Your job is to be the lighthouse. The Global Consciousness Project proves that a few million minds focused on peace can change the world's data. Be one of those minds. The experiment is live. The machines are listening. The controllers are broadcasting their signal of fear. But you are the one who holds the ultimate power. You are the one who chooses which frequency to tune into and, more importantly, which frequency to broadcast. The great deception was to convince you that you were just a listener. The great awakening is the realization that you are the signal.